Welcome, welcome, welcome to Empowered Women in Business International Radio. I'm your host, none other than Nicole Mosby Taylor, also known as Taylor K on the mic. And welcome. It is a pleasure to be here with you all today. We have some phenomenal guests in our in our virtual studio that I can't wait to introduce you to. But first, let me just tell you a little bit about EWBI, Empowered Women in Business International. We serve a sisterhood of women entrepreneurs who understand that individually you can do great things, but collectively we can forever change the world. Members of our movement experience a support system that allows them to celebrate their wins and share their struggles in a series of opportunities that enhance them personally and professionally. Sounds like something that you would like to be a part of. Visit our website at www.ewbiradio.org. Again, that is www.ewbiradio.org. It's an amazing organization, and we just want to dispel that whole crabs in a barrel, one person at a time. We want to help to build and uplift each other in our sisterhood and in our individually and professionally rather. So like I said, check out our website on Become a Member page. Next up, this is Women's Month. So we have all men on our show today, but we still want to pay homage to the women who are moving and shaking in our community. So we have a brief video on our queens that are, some are past and some are our future. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
The things you're about to hear are the powerful inner thoughts going on inside of the mind of a queen. This is the inner symphony of royalty, the epic soundtrack of a queen. I was born a queen. I was raised a queen. I got royalty in my bloodline. I've always been a queen. I'll always be a queen. When I close my eyes and die, I will be a queen. On my headstone, they'll write queen. Every time they mention my name, they will say queen. My legacy is royalty. My obituary will read queen. Every time they mention my name, they will say queen. Because I am a queen. Every day that I get up, I say, good morning, queen. When I look in the mirror, I see a queen. When I go to the gym, I work out like a queen. When I eat like a queen. And the stuff I read makes me an even better queen. The stuff I put in my mind is righteous. Because all day, I am a queen. From sunrise to sundown. From the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close them. I am a queen. I pray, I think, I speak, I walk like a queen. No loss, no setback, no mistake will ever change that. I'm a conqueror, born to succeed, anointed to prosper, blessed and unstoppable. And I will arise out of the ashes because my God will not fail me. Because I am, always have been, and always will be a queen. Greater is she that is in me than she that is in the world. I can do all things because with God, all things are possible. And I am a queen doing the impossible. Failure is not an option. I refuse to concede because I am a queen when I bleed. My blood is royalty. And anything that stands in my way, I will go through it, over it, or around it. Because I am a queen. Nothing can stop. Blessed and unstoppable. I am the undefeated, undisputed, never be mother of civilization. The world says I'm a loser. I get up every day and go to war with that statement. Think I'm lazy. I'm hungrier than ever. Queen mode, conquering all competition. The devil says I have no money. Money comes to me easily, frequently, and abundantly in God's perfect way. The world says I'm crazy. The world belongs to the bold. They remind me of the losses I've taken. They said I'll never recover. I serve the God of restoration. I'll make a comeback. They say you can't pay your bills with dreams. Success will come off the assembly lines of my mind. They say I have average talent. Hard work and discipline are the greatest equalizer. Why don't you get a 9 to 5, a normal job that pays every week? Because I'm the head and not the tail, above and not below. Looks like your God has forgotten you. My God will never leave me nor forsake me. You really believe all that stuff you're saying? Destiny is obligated by universal law to concede to the demands of unwavering faith, and I believe I am a queen, committed, hungry, dedicated, fearless, bold, never wavering, full of faith, anointed, prosperous, strong, righteous, focused, disciplined, willing to do whatever it takes to be a queen. I will arise one day to make a believer out of all those who doubted me. I will live with no fear. I will boldly attack the things that scare me. They will not stop me on my destiny. No health issues, no job issues, no financial issues, no relationship issues. Nothing shall stand in the way of my divine calling, because I am a queen. I was born a queen, raised a queen, have always been a queen, will always be a queen. My legacy is royalty. When it's all said and done, on my headstone, they'll write, Queen.
I am a queen. I am the head and not the tail. Yes. Oh man, that just gave me goosebumps. I hope each and every woman and girl listening to this today knows that she is a queen. She is a queen. Well, we have some kings on our show for you all tonight. We have 3 kings from One More, One Less. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to bring them on so they can introduce themselves.
Well, all right. Well, hey.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Charles, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go to Minister Brian and then Tony.
All
So
right.
welcome, kings.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. First of all, happy Women's Month. That intro was phenomenal.
Thank
Very, very great. I appreciate that. We appreciate all of what women do for us to keep us in line, to keep us healthy, to keep us together, to keep us moving forward. My name is Charles. I've been with One More, One Less mentoring for over 10 years. I want to say 12 at the moment. It's been that long.
Wow.
I was definitely one of the founding members of One More, One Less, along with our founder, Ron Beezer. I've
So
served
we're going to get
as
into One More, One Less in a minute. Right
yes.
now, I want to know about
You want to
Charles.
know about me? Oh
Yes.
wow. Okay. Well, let's see. I am owner and or co-owner and co-host of online dating and relationship show called Dating University, where we discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of all things dating and relationships. We discuss all of the things that no one else really wants to talk about. So we talk about conflict resolution. We talk about how to deal with exes, how to deal with parents, how to deal with children, how to deal with, all the things that we really have private conversations with our good friends. But we just have a online and personal platform in order to have these open and honest conversations and how we can get out of these unhealthy cycles and generate some new healthy new ways of interacting with each other when it comes to the romance department.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And Minister Brian.
Thank you for having me today, Minister Brian Boardley, um, owner and operator of TB7 Wellness Coach, which is wellness services for alternative therapy. if you have some disease management, cancer, hypertension, insulin dependency on diabetes. We've been trained for the last 25 years how to reverse those ailments. Certified chef teaching healthy farm to table concepts, teaching kids how to cook better, exposing kids to the environments right now. I'm also TB7 Financial Services, certified life insurance provider, certified financial coach, a grant writer, also doing living trust at this time. So a whole list of services. 20 years ago, I did nails and pedicures and massage therapy. So I've had my hand in a lot of different hats over the last 30 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Tony Hinton.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, I'm a working man, obviously. So that's a definite. You caught me in my uniform. That's how close I was to not making it. But
Well,
I
we're
am
so glad
here.
that you did.
Yeah, I am here. Basically, with me, there's a lot going on as well. Uh, Pretty much, I'm dealing with a few things on the military side. About to go down to M&T Bank and start on some COVID orders. So I'll be working with the military with that. Right now, FedEx is treating me well, so no complaints. I'm kind of just cruising through life and trying to make things happen. Trying to readjust to our whole situation in general with COVID, and making things happen as I go along.
Awesome. And you're a radio show host, right?
And I'm a radio show host that's been postponed for the moment, but we are trying to
That's
get that
okay.
back
It's
up and
still you.
running.
That's right. It's
But
still
yeah,
it's still on your resume.
yep, still on the resume. I've been with OMOL for quite a while as well. Actually, Charles brought me in. So he was
Wow.
the guy who brought me on. Just happened to walk in one day and was something I wanted to do, and he pushed me right to it. And been with him for about 7, 8 years now. So it's
Awesome.
been a great ride so far.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's get to this shared love of you all. Just talking to you and knowing, a couple of you, I can tell the passion and the love that you have for your community and for the young men that you mentor to.
And
So
young ladies.
Oh, and young ladies, yes, you did add that in a few years ago. So tell us a little bit about one more. Who was? I guess Minister Brian. You want to tell us start us off with, or maybe Charles, since you've been there the longest.
Right. I'll let
Oh
them do
wow.
the history side.
Okay,
Right.
tell us a
Okay.
little bit about one more, one last.
Okay, so one more, one less was the brainchild of Ron Beezer. He is a Baltimore City School administrator and also teacher, and he wanted to create some sort of mentoring program that was geared more towards especially our Black youth here in Baltimore, especially our male Black youth. I want to say here in Baltimore. Um, he started out in his church basement on Saturdays. A good friend of mine was going to his church and invited me out to come out, and I saw what the brother was doing, and I was immediately hooked. I was like, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for something to give my experiences, my knowledge, my, at the time, my young little wisdom to to come and give back to the community in some way. And with that, we would go on every Saturday, and I saw a need. I was like, okay, look, we've been doing this for a while. We have to do something with this. We have to make it grander than just the boys here in the church or in the neighborhood. We have to make this citywide. So with the other contacts that I had, I reached out to a few people, and they got us on the path to, become incorporated, to become a 501c3, to actually just, really be a part of the nonprofit sector. So we've grown in various different ways. We've gone from the basement of a church to partnering with Coppin University to also partnering with Baltimore City Public Schools suspension services, and also just with Baltimore City Public Schools in general. We have been in numerous schools, at least 6 if I can recall correctly, all throughout Baltimore City, mentoring in various forms. We've never relegated ourselves to a set mindset when it comes to mentoring. We try to meet the children that we come in contact with where they are. So if it's some sort of group session, we'll do that. If it's one-on-one, we do that. So we've grown and we've matriculated throughout the years, and we unfortunately, with everything that's going on in the world, we were right on the precipice of going to that next level. So that that kind of like put a pause on everything, which kind of scattered us to the winds, as it were, for quite a bit, because we all had to kind of tighten down the hatches and make sure our own homesteads were taken care of and everything. But Mr. Bryant, he has been ever diligent with the mission, and we applaud him for that. And I'm gonna let him take it from there.
Right.
Thank you,
Well,
Tony. Thank you.
so
Tony, you want to add? I'm sorry.
Hey, well, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Basically, the program, like Charles said, everything that we've done has been for the community, has been for the boys. We have done almost everything that we can think of, to the point where we've taken them to other events, taken them to workout events. We've taken them to what we call the
conferences.
King conferences and stuff of that nature in different states. Had some sleepovers at some times. Charles remembers that.
Oh, up in Delaware,
Yeah,
that was dope.
up in Delaware. Yeah, so we've tried to involve the boys as much as we can. We've tried to introduce them to figures, people who had our interests, and come down and talk to them. So we've had people from the governor come down and the lieutenant governor come down and start talk to our boys and girls. We've had councilmen. We try to bring anyone of any walk of life to come in and just chat with our boys and girls at the time, to just make sure that they're getting a broad perspective of what's actually out there and what's involved. So we've done so much, and we want to do more, even though we've only been a Saturday type program. The fact that we added the radio show to it as well allowed us to branch out and meet people like yourself and other programs and organizations and people that are doing things. So that's been a plus for us in that sense. But when it really comes down to it, it's all about the boys. It's all about the girls and the youth that we mentor. And if we could do it for a lifetime, we're going to continue to do it the best way that we can. COVID has limited us to certain things, because most of our involvement has been one-on-one, in-your-face type interaction. And now we don't necessarily have that. And being that we were a one-day type program on Saturdays, and then, sometimes other events as well, it's kind of hard to get with them. But we're still in contact with some of our kids and stuff of that nature. So it's been a blessing in that sense.
Yes, definitely. So we know that statistics tells us that mentoring programs such as yourselves help students in not only academics but personally, and in their future life. Does anybody want to expound on that?
Yeah, I'll take that. I came on board as a loner mentor. I was with Black Professional Men initially. Um, and Ron had reached out saying he needed more labor, more bodies to help do some more mentoring. And I joined in 2018. Started working at Liberty Elementary 3 days a week, tutoring 14 boys that were in the 4th grade, kind of earmarked as the troubled kids in school. But those are what we excel at. We excel at the kids that are a little hard, restless, have issues sitting still, don't follow directions too well. My background, I was a juvenile delinquent, incarceration. I needed to understand our kids a little bit better. And because somebody took time to save me, it was my passion and my responsibility to go back and help these youth in Baltimore City. In 2020, right before the pandemic, Ron decided that it was time to back up from his position, and he named me the executive wellness director of One More, One Less mentoring. And I had already started receiving some grants. Although they were small, we started bringing money to the table to help give us some sustainability. The first program that we were able to do was inside of Pimlico Middle School, and that was a culinary program. It came with a youth STEM work. It came with an etiquette program. And actually, I pulled four different organizations together to create the Collective Experience Alliance. And I learned from the grant side that it looks more attractive when you have other nonprofits that technically can't get a grant on their own. But when you collaborate and synergize that energy, you can do some amazing things, pretty much like your women's group today. And that's what we started with. And from there, background again came up. I love fishing. It's nothing more relaxing than being on the water. And I thought to myself, our kids are suffering from so much violence in the communities and so much PTSD, almost like infantry on the front line. And I researched a model called Warriors on the Water and Heroes on the Water. It was an aquatic program to desensitize war veterans that were dealing with major PTSD, anxiety, and panic attacks, which ideally are just like our children. So I decided to go look at a couple programs, see how we could model it, see what we could do, and I wrote a grant for it. In 2020, we received a grant to put the kids on the water. March the 12th, they had their first kayak day. That was amazing for them. Our kids are in Baltimore City, a port city. They see nothing but water around them constantly, but don't have access to that water. And it was my plight to make that possible. So I started writing grants, and those grants turned over and gave us money to put them on the water in January and March. However, pandemic hit and closed everything down. So the grant was rescinded, and I've never seen that happen before.
Wow.
They took our money away from us.
So they didn't even give you an opportunity to postpone it?
No. Took our money away, gave us a settlement that allowed me to do a little bit of services, put some food there, buy sanitation for the community. And at that time, we were in Curtis Bay, Brooklyn, an area in Baltimore that doesn't receive any love, no money. And you can go down Patapsco Avenue and just see the blight. And it was my job to decide, how can we make a difference as One More, One Less? And that's been our mission that I received from Ron. We make a difference wherever we go. So I created this program called Operation Waterways Environmental Education. To date, we've got 3 aquaculture centers inside of 3 schools, inside of Leonard Hicks on North Avenue. I've set up a pipeline to University of Maryland's environmental service degree system. We're also dealing with Morgan State has an environmental program. I've got huge partners. We did a cleanup at Harbor Hospital in Broane Park. And we cleaned that park up and took away almost 400 pounds of trash. But it gave me access to the hospital CEO and everybody down the line. And from that, it gave us favor. So we're going to host the first fishing tournament for kids on kayaks, October the 26th and 27th in Baltimore City. The program is designed to get these kids on the water. 94% of environmental water recreation is Caucasian. We only represent 2.3% of that experience. And that just doesn't sit well with me. It's almost like you have to be in a concrete jungle, but you see freedom every day. And I refuse to let these kids any longer not have inclusion. So my plan was to create all these activities from urban farming to hydroponics to raising animals in the classroom, from trout to turtles to oysters to blue crabs. Baltimore is a blue crab town, but we don't put back, we just take out. So it's time these kids learn conservation, how to put back into this environment, how to pick up trash instead of being part of the problem. So they're going to do all of these different activities on top of learn how to kayak, learn how to fish. And fishing brings a certain passion and peace that some get and some don't. So that is my plan. We just received a huge grant to do just that. We have access to a boat, so the kids are going to be on a boat, learn navigation, learn chart plotting, radar, sonar, chirp sonar. I've got connections with Coast Guard that they're going to get to see. U.S. Navy is interested in our program because currently there are so many occupations in the marine industry that are no longer being fulfilled, and they're grabbing for youth. They're grabbing for somebody to learn the trade of how to be a marine mechanic, because the boats are selling, but it's nobody to fix the boats. And I'm trying to explain to these kids, you can be a captain, you can be the mechanic, you can even be the sales force behind a boat. You don't have to be a Chick-fil-A worker. Not that anything is wrong with it. I'm just trying to give our youth a different projection,
Right.
a
Expand
different
their
trajectory.
horizons.
Yes.
Yep.
That's so important for us to show them that there's so much more than what's down the street or across the street. And once we open their minds, then that's going to open that opportunity for them to dream. And then it takes organizations like yourself and one more, one less, and Emmy, for them to realize that, okay, so now I'm dreaming. Now I can put the steps to how to get to my dream. And then I can put the action to that. So it's so important for us to continue to open up these doors, and we're going to get into it more, but help to fund organizations like yourself so that you can continue to do the work. We have so many mentoring groups out here that are doing positive, powerful things, but the one thing that holds them back is that grant
Capital.
funded.
Yeah, that
Is
funding.
It's
people
bad
telling
because
you,
it's like we're always, especially here in Baltimore, we're always hunting for the same pot of money, and
or
that
how about people telling you you're doing an excellent job, and then you see them write a check to a politician for $1,000, but they
yeah,
tell
Right.
you you're doing an excellent job. Now, we're
right.
not telling you not to write that check to the politician, but we're saying we need checks in order to keep it going too. So
Right.
Tracy Price says that she is a Baltimore City teacher and would love for you to speak to her students.
Fantastic.
So we'll definitely set
Right.
that up, Tracy. I do have their contact information, so I'll
Mhm.
share that with Tracy. But I can't believe it. It's been a half an hour already. So we're going to
Yeah.
take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back to talking to the men of One More, One Less. So keep it locked right here at Empowered Women in Business International Radio Show.
Welcome to the Housewives of Baltimore. I'm Lady T. Witt. Thank you for joining us. Today is Valentine's Day. The Housewives of Baltimore is not just a salon, it's an experience.
Awesome. So I'm sure some of you would love that experience. So check out Thorb Nob Nail Salon and Lisa Borton Transportation. So we don't have a commercial, but Lisa is always supporting our business international. So we want to support her. Visit her website, Instagram page, Borton Transportation. They're amazing. It doesn't matter how small or big the transportation need is, they got you covered. All right, welcome back, guys. Welcome to Empower Women in Business International. And so we were just talking a little bit about funding, and I really wanted us to talk about because being the founder of a nonprofit, empowering youth, I feel like we have the same roadblock. Other nonprofits as well is the same roadblock, and it's funding. So what do you guys do to help to fund all of these awesome initiatives that you have?
I started writing. Go ahead. You want to do Charles?
No, well, basically, pretty much until Minister Brian came on, we pretty much did a lot of fundraising events and stuff of that nature. So we're pretty appreciative of the fact that Minister Brian is here with us and whatnot, because he has definitely done a lot of the work at this point, and I want to commend him on his efforts and his contacts and the things that he's done in this time frame that we're in. And I can't say thank you enough for that. But I know initially when we started, we were basically fundraisers that we would do. We would do car washes, we would do things, anything to get money on that line. And so we kind of maintain, because with our particular mentoring group, we don't really need a whole lot to operate. We just need the faces and the people to actually do what we need to do. And we were able to make those contacts and make those network contacts so that we could get our boys and our girls out to different programs. Like, for instance, John Hopkins, when they had their STEM program, we had boys and girls going up to John Hopkins to actually spend a day to work with scientists and in labs and see what they do in research. And Mr. Brian has even pushed that even to a further extent with being able to have the time to write the grants that allow us to expand ourselves even further, which has always been part of the one more, one less face in general, which is exposure to, for our boys and girls as much as possible. So as far as getting those funds and having those fundraisers, they were great. We try to do as many as we can when we were doing it. But now at this point, Minister Brian has taken that part and taken it to the next level. And I want to say thank you for that, at least Minister Brian, for doing that for us.
For sure.
Awesome. So now so I know that you are doing prior, but how about now? I know Minister Brian mentioned grant writing event coming up.
The funny part about grant writing is it's so much diligence to it. I had to attend because God woke me up and told me to write a grant that I've never written before. The first one, we won $2,500, and that was like victory at that point. 2018, going into 2019. And if you had told me learning English in school and learning how to write correctly, you could get money from, I would have been an A student. But that's not what they told me in high school.
Right.
So Shakespeare and all that other reading and English literature didn't work for me. So we tend to write how we speak in our dialogue of what we know and what we come across from our experiences. So I had to retrain myself to learn how to use grant writing vocabulary. I attended a lot of sessions, constantly doing a lot of networking. 2019, I wrote 25 grants. We won 6. 2020, I wrote 75 grants. Part of the reason, unfortunately, I was a dialysis patient. So I'm on the machine 15 hours a week. I ain't got nothing else to do but write and research. And that's what I did for 6 years. That's all I did. I read, I wrote, and it gave us favor. But even more importantly, on the grant side, I connected to the grantors. I sent out all this information about what we have done in the past, how many kids have gone through our program, what do we do during the summer camp. And that created relationships. And relationships are what makes grant writing a lot easier. You can't call a woman that you've never met before and say, give me a date. You've got to create some relationship. You've got to make her feel comfortable enough to want to go out with you. Same thing in grant world. But oftentimes we complain as minority nonprofits that the money doesn't come to us. We just didn't do all the work that we needed to do. And that's what I started doing, dissecting the process apart. So now I'm so fluent with grants that it's like a competition of a challenge against myself. How well can I write today? Let's see what it'll get us. And it just got us a grant. So we've got 4 grants and we're only in the 3rd month that are pretty big. So now I teach other people how to write grants. And we're about to become a fiscal agent so that if you're a small nonprofit, we're going to write a grant for you. We're going to dish the money out so that you have accounting records already taken care of, and we'll do your final reports. That's another revenue stream.
Awesome. So, is there anything else that, any other programs that you guys haven't mentioned, that one last offer?
It's in the pipeline right now that I'm trying to create a scholarship. I want a scholarship so these kids can get out of Baltimore, see a different world. So I've been going up and down the East Coast looking for colleges with environmental backgrounds and degrees, because most of these degrees are 6 figures. It's just no minorities are there. And people, the other community feels that blacks and brown people aren't interested in the environment. And that's a lie and a fallacy, because most of the time the pollution, the water quality, just like in Flint, it hits us. We are the ones that are impaired with the disabilities and the disparities because of health, due to the environment changing and people not putting certain environmental procedures in place. So like Flint, Michigan, the water is dirty for almost 2.5 years. Those things shouldn't happen.
Right.
So I'm going to just ask our viewers to make sure that you share this out, because this is a powerful message coming from One Last mentoring group that so many people need to hear.
Right.
What a commitment. Yes.
So
I
we
think
also, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tony.
So we also have our summer program that's about to start as well. So that is going to be going on. It's going to be virtual, pretty much serving 1 through 5 graders and 6 through 8th graders as well. And they're going to be some workers there that were former mentees of ours that's going to be helping provide services and guidance to some of the younger youth. So that's going to be happening as well. That normally starts in June and goes till probably about March. So we are gearing up for that as well. So we'll try to get information how you can get your youth signed up for it if you choose to, and go from there. So that is something else that's on the works and in the background.
So you broke up a little bit. How does one sign up their youth or share? And is there a fee for that summer camp?
No, there's no fee for the summer camp. Pretty much, as we finish putting that information together, we'll definitely get that information out to you to pass on to our listeners and stuff of that nature once everything is finalized. But it's definitely going to be happening, and Mr. Beezer will be heading that up.
Awesome. So you have the science field of doing different projects to expose our youth to the science field, and then you have the summer program. Is there anything else we're missing?
You got the fishing tournament that's in October. We're going to extend the marine and natural resource into a summer camp, a fishing clinic, actually, the first fishing clinic in Baltimore City. So we're
Awesome.
going to do that for this summer. And then it starts working towards my next goal. My next goal for 2022 is to create an aeronautic program where these kids are going to learn how to be a pilot.
Awesome. Wow, that's amazing. I love to hear that because again, I think we talked offline that our children aren't exposed to different career types. It's
Right.
always the same career types, and and because they don't know, then of course, how can they, desire to be that other type of in that
Right.
career field if they don't know. So it's so amazing that you guys are exposing them to these different careers, and allowing them to not only exposing them, and but allowing them to actually work hands on. We know that our youth, there are different types, yeah, of learners. Some have to be more hands-on to actually get it. And
Right.
until they're hands-on, then they're not interested. But then once they get
Right.
hands-on, they're like, oh wow, I like this. I love this. I want to do more in this. Um, what other things do you guys do with the hands-on through COVID? I know COVID is a tough situation right now, and but is everything virtual right now, or do you have a few things hands on?
We've got a few things hands on. So we've got Bay Brooks Middle School, Pimlico Middle School, Arlington Elementary are the three schools. And then we are trying to create North County High School in Glen Burnie, where they're going to actually be 5 kids get to go out at a time, learn kayaking, learn boating, learn various aspects of fishing. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're right, our kids need hands on. Giving them virtual, we've already learned academically, virtual learning
It's
creates
hard.
a negative. Right.
Right.
It
It's
creates a
hard.
negative in our kids. Our kids are failing virtually, partially
Hmm.
because there's nobody to supervise them to get on. But the
Right.
other part is it doesn't have the same inclusion as being in class. It doesn't have the same social interaction. So we've got to
Right.
give our kids some time out. So what we decided was to do 4 to 5 youth. The fishing program is also open to female adults. I've got a lot of mothers that want to learn how to fish because that creates sustainability for a family. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you might not have any food, but I can give you a fishing rod and some bait and show you how to catch something.
Right.
Um, so those are some of the things. We're doing some workshops for adults because we found out that if we can create strong adults, we can create strong couples, which gives us stronger children. So
Mm-hmm.
we
Right.
decided to do a virtual speed dating on March the 27th, just to give some adults a better understanding, tie some relationship counseling in so that we can kind of work out some of that COVID funkiness because we haven't really been around one another.
Right.
So now, is this dating, is it only for one more, one less parents, or is it open to maybe some of our viewers?
It's open to everybody. The first 60 people that sign up, 30 females, 30 males.
And how does one sign up?
It's on Meetup currently, underneath of One Heartbeat.
Hmm.
Okay.
So on
Right.
Meetup.
Right.
And that's and share the date again.
It's March the 27th at 5:30, and early registration ends on the 16th, which is tonight.
Oh
And it's
wow.
$12 early registration, and it'll be $25 after that.
Okay.
Mm.
That's
And
not bad.
if your viewers jump on, I'll even extend them another day for early registration.
Awesome. So
Hmm.
how would they share with you that they saw it this evening and wanted to
There's a comment section there that they can leave information and just say they saw the video and we
okay.
want early registration, and I'll extend our early registration for them.
All right, so you heard it
Nice.
here first.
Nice.
Minister Brian says, if you comment that you watched our radio show, then you will get it extended for 1 day. So single ladies, all the single ladies.
Right.
Yeah, and we're gonna vet
Right.
everybody. So it's not like we taking any and
Right.
everybody. So we're gonna vet everybody and just make sure it's no catfishing and everybody is in the DMV area.
Right.
Awesome. Are there any
Right.
other requirements?
No, other than come with an open mind. You're gonna meet some people. You may not meet some people that you like necessarily in a speed dating, but it teaches folks how to communicate effectively with one another. You don't like
Right.
everybody, but you can be cordial. You can be respectful.
Right.
Right. It's
And then
so
Mhm.
afterwards, they're going to be relationship sessions to kind of earmark what you didn't do right in your presentation.
mm,
Maybe you didn't speak correctly with the answers.
Mhm. So there's
okay.
some feedback. Some
Yeah,
feedback for it.
yeah. To make you a
Yeah.
better potential date.
That looked like a commercial right there.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job. That's some good stuff, guys. So let's talk a little bit about your radio show. I know that the radio show, One More, One Less, has been around for some time, and it took a little hiatus with COVID, but it's ready to
Right.
come and make a strong comeback.
Yeah, so I appreciate your help with that as well. And Minister Brian had offered some possible writing some grant stuff for that as soon as we got everything together. So I appreciate that as well. Charles is still on board doing his thing with his site, but he's still in the background helping us out with that. So I'm hoping to have that radio show backing up and running towards the end of this month and whatnot using the StreamYard system. And Charles has helped me with that piece as well to try to get that going. But the radio show itself is actually 5 years in. To be honest, about 5 years in. Started out as a whim. Some lady named Connie came to us and like, you want to talk about the radio show or your program on a radio show? And he's like, I don't know about that. The platform was like, I don't know. We ain't never before.
Uh-oh, we're having some difficulties here, Tony.
Say again.
Okay.
Okay.
We you went mute for a second. Can you repeat
Oh,
that?
okay. So basically, what I was saying is Connie got us started on the radio show. It was just a pre-trial thing and expanded into so much more, and allowed us to meet various organizations like your own. Because I know you were on our show like 2 or 3 times right off the bat. With your program and everything. Starting off at 92Q Studios to going down in the basement pretty much and getting it done there. So we definitely missed that interaction with our councilmen and various programs and people who have supported different things. Even Mr. Brian has been a guest on the show and he works with us, based off the stuff that he's doing and things of that nature. So we definitely want to get that show back up. I have a lot of people that have reached out that said they want to definitely talk about some of the things that they've been doing towards COVID. So I do have some guests that are interested in being on the show once we get it up and running. So that and just the whole point of being able to network and talk to people and see what's going on and just getting their information out there, which has been the pretty much the background for and the foundation for the program in itself is just to connect people and let other people know about the programs that are out there. Because if it's something that we can't offer at the moment, maybe we know someone who can, and getting that information out. So it's been a great run. We've done it for free. We've gotten some some backup with it as far as funding from time to time, but we've always done it on our dime and it's just something that we love to do. So we're going to definitely try to get that back up. COVID has taken a lot out of us on that, but it has changed the whole dynamic. And like I said, it's good to know that Minister Brian's been able to continue to do what he's doing. And we gotta definitely step up on our side as well and get things rolling back the way that it was, so that we're just that much more credible as an organization and what we do.
Tell us some of the topics and some of your speakers that you've had in the past.
Well, we've had you.
Yes.
Right.
We've had you. We've had quite a few councilmen. We've had we've had Lieutenant Governor on one time. We've had Mayor of Baltimore, former Mayor of Baltimore in charge. Remember his name? We've had
Mayor Kurt Schmoke. We
yes,
had Mayor
smoke.
Kurt Schmote on. We've had authors on. We've had people that you've seen well within our community, as far as like Pam Curtis, the late great Uncle George Mitchell.
Yes, George
Wow.
Mitchell. Yeah.
God bless, man. For real, we miss you, bro. We've had so many people on.
The
Brother
names are
Carr. We've everybody know Boom. Everybody know Boom. So Boom been
right.
on. We've had Shorty. We've had everybody talking about pull your mask up, Shorty. We had him on
Right.
our show well before he was
right.
famous. It's been an
So that's good
amazing
stuff.
journey. Right.
Yes, it's
We've
so
had your
many.
brother on our show several
Right.
times. Uh,
right.
City Council President.
Council President Mosby. And so
hmm
yeah, it's been a great ride, honestly. I mean, just the fact that the platform has allowed us to meet so many different people. And it's not about clout chasing or anything. It's more so about uh getting the word out,
Mm,
and changing the narrative and being
exactly.
being the author of our own narrative.
Hmm.
So many times you see on the news, it's always negative, 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 one little tiny little positive thing, and then negative, 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 and then your weather, and that's it.
Right. Right.
With the one less radio show. Like I said, we're changing the narrative. We're in control of our narrative. We're highlighting the positive stuff. Do we talk about some of the negative things? Of course, because without knowing what the problem is, we can't get to the solution.
Horrible. That's right.
Right.
That's
Right.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm so proud of One More, One Less. I was able to see it in its early stages. I remember
Absolutely.
you guys in April. I don't know where April is tonight. Is she still working with you guys?
She is not. She
Oh
took
wow.
she took a break as well.
Okay.
So
Well,
we
listen,
still,
COVID have everybody doing something different, but
yeah,
um,
Yeah.
you gotta pivot.
Right. Right.
I remember you guys coming to our bullying conference, and
hmm
the young men just doing amazing, and I just saw them how they listened and paid attention to your every word. I was just so in awe with the level of connection that you had with your young men at the time. So I'm
hmm
just so glad to hear that you guys are blossoming and growing and continuing to do all the things that was destined for you for one more and so I just thank each and every one of you both for coming on. You guys have like a minute each to like say your final anything that we would like to know, anything that you would like for us to know of One More One Less. We're going to go to Mr. Brian, then Charles, and then Tony can finish us out. Okay.
Sounds great. One of our revenue streams is our new shirts that we designed with Be More Humble, One More, One Less, and Silver Glitter, just trying to give the kids a little bit of bling. So these shirts run $35. It allows two kids to be a part of our program and getting them on the water and getting them access to learn how to fish. We're always
Awesome.
looking
Yes.
for donations and volunteers.
So how
Yes.
can they give donations or volunteer?
You can go omolmentoring.org, and you can hit the donation button there. We're also redesigning our website, so it's going to include a whole new layout within the next couple of months.
Right.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Minister Brian, for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for
And
having me.
we're going to go to Charles next.
Uh, any way that you feel like you want to support one more, one less, we will take it. We are not inclusive. We're not exclusive anymore. So we're if you're a woman and you want to give of your time to our young ladies or even to our young men, please, please, you can always reach out to us. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. One More, One Less mentoring. You can't miss us. You'll see the big M and the big O and the big O and the big L. You can't miss us at all.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So please, always, if you have the time, if you have the energy, if you have the commitment, yeah, please, don't hesitate to give up your a little bit of your time. We don't even care if it's an hour, it's an hour. If you have,
right,
if you can't give your time, if you feel like you're in a space where you can donate a little monetarily, sure, donate.
right,
We are 501c3, so your donations are tax deductible.
right.
I
Awesome.
agree.
All right. And Tony.
Well, pretty much, they've already said it all. They pretty much said it all. But I want to emphasize this. We can't do it alone. We definitely need your help when it comes to our kids and stuff like that. And parents, you definitely need to step up and support your kids when they do get into these various programs and start doing things, knowing that you have their back and that you also have our back as mentors goes so much further than just sending them to us and doing this and not being a part of the solution. So I definitely want to encourage you as parents to definitely be a part of your kids' life. I mean, you have more time with them now with COVID, which is kind of a blessing in a sense, and to really get to know your kids. So take the time to support us as we continue to deal with the youth that are out here, and when they do come, be a part of it. Talk to us, chat with
So
us, bring your
what would you
ideas.
say to that parent who says, I want to, but I don't know how? ACEs is real. And you have so many parents who have experienced trauma and didn't even realize that they've been affected by ACEs. ACEs can even affect the size of your brain, affects you cognitively, how you think. What would you say to that person who does want to be, who wants to be a better parent but don't understand how? Do you guys have a class for that? Can you refer them? What would you say to them?
I
We
would
can
say,
definitely refer them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely refer them. Yeah, go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we can definitely refer them. We like over the years of One More, One Less, we've been blessed to be a part of an amazing community of like-minded people from coming from different aspects of helping the community. So if we do not have the answer, like Tony has said before, if we don't have the answer, we can definitely point you in the right direction.
Right,
Um, the fact that you want to be a part, or you want to be a better parent, or you want to be more involved, that's the biggest first step. That way
right,
you're not just settling for the status quo. You want to be more engaged, and that you doing that, being engaged with your child, is going to show to your child that you're actually caring about them, instead of just
right,
providing. It's a difference.
Or
So, and that's going to in turn make them want to care for others. So, I was definitely, I applaud anybody who has been in the metaphorical dark, and wanting to come
right,
to the light, and do more for not only for themselves but also for their children.
right.
awesome. Well, thank you. One more, one less. Thank you so much. Tell Ron I said I missed him, but thank you, Minister Brian,
No
Tony, and
problem. Thank
Charles.
you.
You guys did a phenomenal job. So next week our guest is Daryl Wharton. So make
My
sure you
man.
tune in. It's a female, Daryl Wharton.
Oh, I thought you said Darnell.
No,
Okay,
not
Darnell.
Darnell.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Oh,
they're
okay.
related, though. They're
You think
related.
they relate?
Wow. Okay, there
Um,
you
Oh,
go.
okay.
so Daryl Wharton, we have another female. We're back to our women only for the month of March.
Mhm.
So don't forget to visit our website at www.ewbiradio.org. You can even watch some of our our past radio shows on there. Check out our YouTube or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We have a amazing online directory where we have women entrepreneurs from everything from moving trash, hauling, to making pillows or chemical-free sanitary napkins. So please check out our online directory. Again, you can check it out on www.ewbiradio.org. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 7 o'clock right here on Empowered Women in Business International Radio Show. I'm your host, Nicole Mosby Taylor, aka Taylor K on the mic. You all have a phenomenal week, and we look to see you back here next Tuesday, same place, same time on Elevate Your Life Talk Radio.